Hello from Jihad and the World, a podcast that explores the connection between Western and Islamic cultures. The author is Mark Silinsky of Kensington Security Consulting, where we bring education to national security. Today, we listen to the second in a 10-part podcast series about the mass murder at Fort Hood in 2009, which was a slaughterfest in the name of Islam carried out by an American soldier in Texas. The series is titled Rampage, Mass Murder at Fort Hood. Today, we are introduced to Fort Hood and Killeen, Texas, the last home of Nidal Hasan, the Great Place. I, Nidal Malik Hasan, having been appointed a major in the U.S. Army, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. So help me God. Nidal Malik Hasan. Located in Texas, Fort Hood is one of America's largest military installations. Its moniker is the Great Place, and it was opened in 1942 to train soldiers how to destroy German and Japanese tanks. The fort became home to the Third Corps, which moved the Red Ball Express supplying Patton's Third Army. It produced the soldiers who captured the legendary Remagen Bridgehead, securing a foothold in Germany. Fort Hood is named after Confederate General John Bell Hood. Some residents and non-residents are uncomfortable with this continuing salute to the Confederacy. The symbol of the Third Corps was the Black Panther, as seen on the shoulder patch of tank destroyers. Before soldiers deploy abroad, they are examined at the Soldiers' Readiness Center, located on Battalion Avenue, between 75th and 77th Streets. It runs parallel to Hell on Wheels Avenue and Tank Destroyer Road, near Support Avenue, and is also close to Hospital Road. The center is near the commissary, the main post exchange, a bank, small shops, and a gas station. Copperas Cove and West Fort Hood are to its west. Central Texas College is across U.S. Highway 190 to the south, while the Stables and Killeen are to its east. According to one study, Killeen is the most stressful city in Texas. This is due to several factors: the high cost of housing, long work hours, and relatively high crime. Especially when you think of the cities around us. Life on Fort Hood. Scuffy. That word has haunted Killeen since the Washington Post described the city as a scruffy, military town of tattoo parlors and auto body shops, Chinese restaurants, and pawn shops in 2004. The Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce plans to change that image during Major Nidal Hasan's upcoming court-martial. The community gets a lot of coverage because of Fort Hood, explained the president of the Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce. A lot of those stories are not complimentary. As part of an effort to improve the city's image, the chamber provides visiting media with a kit consisting of fact sheets, contacts, third-party articles, and dining options. The repeated efforts to burnish the image of the scruffy city have been, only at best, marginally successful. The city still has an image problem. Still, it is home to working men and women, and particularly soldiers of many political beliefs and religions, including some Muslims. Islamic Killeen. Killeen has a small but lively Muslim community. There are halal supermarkets and restaurants listed on a Muslim-friendly website. A dating site for Muslims in Killeen is also available. Muslima.com features profiles of Muslim men of various ages looking for long-term relationships. The brief bios of these men resemble Lonely Hearts ads found elsewhere. One reads, "I am happy with my life in most respects, but am missing excitement and passion. I would like to meet someone to share fun, laughter, and maybe some romance." About 70 Muslim families, many connected to the military, pray at the Killeen Mosque. For them, Their co-religionist's 2009 murder has been a heartbreaking betrayal. According to congregant Major Dawood Agbere, the shooting caused, in the words of mosque leader Osman Dankwa, tremendous pressure. We are in a state of mourning for what has transpired, and at the same time, you have the media swarming down and the FBI swarming down. Mosque President Manzoor Faruqi condemned the shootings as a shameless attack and said he cooperated with federal investigators. Faruqi, a pediatrician, stated that Hasan gave no signals to him or other mosque leaders that he was planning to kill fellow soldiers. Many of Kilin's Muslims wistfully recall the days before the November 2009 killings drew unwanted and mostly negative attention to the community. "It goes into your head, and it twists you around," said Nabil Sutherland, a retired steelworker who prays at the mosque. "People come here, you think they're peaceful, humble, and praise God. You don't think anybody would have any connection with radical extremism. To kill other soldiers and innocent human beings, it's beyond comprehension." Murders occur in Killeen, just like in many other places. These crimes often originate from domestic disputes, financial struggles, revenge, or long-term mental health issues. Many murders in Killeen are committed by residents living in poverty. Some are planned, while others happen suddenly. Texas experienced one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. About 25 years ago, the scene was Austin, 50 miles south of Killeen, near the University of Texas Tower. Charles Whitman, a 25-year-old architecture student, fired from his observation tower at students and bystanders, causing nearly 2 hours of chaos. 16 people died, and 31 others were wounded on August 1, 1966, during the attack, which ended when police quietly entered the tower and shot Whitman. There was also a killing in Killeen, when a troubled individual drove his pickup truck through a window of Luby's cafeteria and fired at anyone he could see. All these events foreshadowed Nidal Hasan's mass murder in 2009. Guns galore, no idiots allowed. There is a strong gun culture in Texas, with a folklore connected to it. 6 shooters, cowboys, soldiers, and shootouts are all part of the state's history. Fort Hood is a key part of this tradition because it is filled with men and women carrying and firing weapons in training. There are several gun stores and shooting ranges nearby. Guns Galore is about 2 miles outside Fort Hood. It's one of the few places in the area, besides pawn shops, where you can buy firearms. Longtime salesman Greg Ebert, a former police officer from Killeen, said the store serves local law enforcement and has a good record of following federal regulations. Guns cover the walls of the shop near Fort Hood, along with posters that say, "No idiots allowed. This isn't a place for children to play." Firearm trafficking is illegal. Ebert claims he has refused to sell guns to certain individuals before. "We've refused to sell to a handful of people based on their mannerisms, their overall behavior. Left you with the uncomfortable feeling that I'd rather not sell a firearm to this person," Ebert said. Guns Galore is also where a soldier accused of planning to bomb Fort Hood troops at a restaurant in 2011 bought gunpowder and ammunition. And then there was Nidal Hasan, who is the central subject of the remaining 9 episodes of Rampage. Mass murder at Fort Hood. Thank you for listening to this episode of Jihad and the World, Rampage, Mass Murder at Fort Hood. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. If you have any first-hand knowledge of the Fort Hood attack, please contact us so we can include this material in future podcasts. Our latest book, Cauldron of Terror, Hamas, Israel, and the World, will be available for purchase in July 2026. This podcast does not reflect the official position of the United States government. Until next time, goodbye from Kensington Security Consulting.